Hello and welcome back to my channel. First of all, I just want to say thank you so much for 140 subscribers. I know that that might not sound like a huge amount, but to me, to know that there are 140 people out there who want to listen to what I have to say and want to support me and my channel is really important to me, so thank you so much for your support. Today I wanted to explore the link between fatphobia, particularly in women, and the masculine features and personality traits that we attach to them. So I feel like I have the authority to talk about this here because, in case you haven't noticed, I am on the chunkier side of things, and I have been for most of my life. I distinctly remember being a child in primary school and not being able to fit into the same clothes that other girls in my classroom were wearing, or to have them look nice on me or to flatter me in any way. And I would have to settle for clothing that was much plainer or that just didn't feel like me at all. As a child, when I was constantly adjusting to my environment and my body, being able to dress like my peers even if I didn't get to look like them was extremely important to me and my identity. Through this struggle, I found myself leaning towards clothes that were baggier and more plain, and that meant looking through the boys section of the clothing stores. And as I let this idea that I couldn't or shouldn't wear the type of clothes that my classmates were wearing, I in turn created this mindset that anytime I did wear those clothes, I was somehow invading its femininity, and I wouldn't be able to convince anyone that it looked good on me or suited me. I constantly felt like a pretender in the clothes that I was told by society were meant for me. And as I drifted towards more masculine clothing, or simply clothes that would just fit me or cover me up in some capacity, I felt like I also had to adopt this masculine persona. If you were to ask me how I would describe myself now, I would tell you that I am probably very stereotypically feminine. I like pink, I like flowers, I like fashion, shoes, makeup, and while my femininity is only a part of who I am, it really is important to me. But I couldn't express any of this as a child because I couldn't understand the link between being a fat girl and the way we treat fat girls and women in regards to their femininity, which almost always meant being treated differently by everyone. If you're a fat woman, if you've ever been a fat woman, if you have a fat friend who simply shares their experiences with you, you will understand what I'm talking about. Sometimes it seems that fat women aren't seen as women and their femininity is erased by their weight, and sometimes they can even be treated like one of the lads, one of the boys, especially in close friendship groups and dynamics. So I'm going to read you an excerpt from an article by Days titled, "Why is Hyperfemininity Expected of Fat Women? When I'm in a group of women, I am instead mesmerised by how effortless their ensembles look. It's okay for thin women to slip into stretchy jumpsuits, wear plain tees or crop tops with a trusted pair of mom jeans, or S2 makeup together in a favour of a more natural look. It's okay for thin women to be in ensembles of the lazy girl trend, an entire aesthetic rooted in looking like you haven't spent more than 2 minutes getting ready. Thin women who meet the societal standard of beauty have what some people refer to as pretty privilege, which is an internet term used to describe someone, particularly a woman, who is conventionally attractive and thin, who benefit more from life in general, but in particular their experiences with men, simply because of their looks and figure. It's almost as if they see you as more of a worthy person now that you fit into that category of pretty woman." In another article published by Medium, femininity is a performance, since acts like not shaving your legs or not wearing makeup are considered masculine. Being feminine is about doing more behaviours to alter your natural appearance, at least in our society. Now, at least in my corner of the internet, I feel as if women today take more control of their femininity. They indulge in it for themselves and not just for the attention or approval of men. And that's not to say that by wearing a mini skirt or painting on a red lip to make a man fall to his knees is a bad thing, but it's refreshing to see that that only seems to be a part of the significance and not the main focus. So as I grew up and got better connected with myself and my place in the world, I began to feel more comfortable exploring my girly side, even though I didn't and still don't fit the beauty standard. I have this vivid memory from when I was in secondary school, and I had come in wearing these long pink acrylic nails that my mum had taken me to get the weekend before. And while I was in a science lesson, one of the more popular girls asked me if I was wearing false nails, and I said yes. showed her very briefly. She told me that she didn't think I was the type of person who would go get their nails done. Even if she didn't really mean anything by it, which I kind of doubt she didn't. She wasn't the nicest person I've ever met. But it really stuck to me. It said that even my peers had put me into this box and had come to expect a more masculine side of me. Now, of course, no one is entirely masculine or feminine or even in the in-between. We definitely tend to lean one way or the other, but we all have those parts of ourselves, and I definitely think that they're worth exploring. I felt like I spent most of my childhood leaning more towards masculinity, or another word that was used to describe me as well is being a tomboy. Tomboy is defined as a girl or young woman who exhibits behaviours and traits typically associated with boys or men in a given culture, such as wearing androgynous or unfeminine clothing and engaging in activities traditionally considered masculine. Now, being considered a tomboy can just be a natural part of young girls growing up and exploring those other sides to themselves, but I do wish I had someone out there to tell me that it was okay to explore this more girly side of myself. It was okay to tell people that my favourite colour was actually pink and not blue, and that I actually really like getting my nails done and having my hair done. It definitely would have had a massive impact for me during those prepubescent years, and I probably would have felt less lonely as well. It wouldn't have taken me until my late teens to embrace that part of me that today I really value. 10 years ago, I probably even would have ridiculed girls or young women who were hyper feminine and felt some sort of superiority over them. Now, before you call me a pick-me, I was 12, so keep that into consideration. But 12-year-old me never would have chosen to wear pink headphones, or own the amount of makeup that I own, or even all the hair care products I currently have sitting in my bathroom. But I am actually happy to disappoint her. My femininity is important to me because women who are hyperfeminine are usually demonized by society and culture, associating fashion and makeup into crude vanity and a shallow mindset and personality. Regina George from Mean Girls is a perfect example of this, and there is a video essay on this if you're interested in watching by Elle Literacy titled How Mean Girls Demonizes Hyperfemininity. I highly recommend that you go and watch this video after you finish this one, of course. But believe it or not, women can flaunt a smoky eye and wear a chiffon skirt and still be able to handle responsibility, work and depth. Wearing high heels or prioritising your skincare in the morning does not make a woman less of a person, and the same goes for women who choose to lean in the complete opposite direction. What you choose to wear or not wear on your face or your body does not change who you are and what you're capable of. And I like to be aware of that fact because there's nothing I love more than proving men wrong. So take a look at this video here. A comment from that video says, "This is such a good representation of how harmful the concept of femininity is. We feel as if femininity must be reserved for those who can fit into that tightly defined category. Otherwise, if you're not conventionally attractive, femininity can feel foreign." So what makes bigger women feel like an outsider within their own femininity? The societal standards of beauty are incredibly rigid, and there is almost always no room for any imperfections. In my personal experience, the way I've been treated through life because of my weight and how that impacts my womanhood, it almost made me resent the idea of being feminine and try and get further away from it. The whole idea that you can bully women into losing weight so that they can be a part of that conventionally attractive group of people has everything to do with what men want from you and how they want to use you, and absolutely nothing to do with their concern over your health and well-being. Women who struggle with anorexia are sometimes applauded for their self-control and their thin figure, to be an incredibly small size with no regard for how it impacts their health. And on the other side of that, fat or obese women are greeted with shame and an anger for being the opposite end of that extreme. Women or people in general who struggle with their weight or obesity don't don't choose to be that size. No one wakes up one day and decides that they want to be 300 pounds. It's usually a gradual process that stems from poor mental health and self-esteem, or can even be the comfort they find in just eating food. Relationships between obese people and food are almost always extremely complex, and if it really was as simple as telling someone to just eat less and do more, then we wouldn't have an obesity crisis in the UK. Fat women, or fat people in general, learn to be more resilient. We expect less from people and are seen as sort of subhuman, creating a complex of hate for themselves and who they are. Overeating can be a form of self-harm like any other addiction. It can numb you or provide you with that temporary sense of relief until it forms into a bad habit. So there have been many discussions on whether fat or plus-size women should be shown in media like fashion shows, promotional pictures, models on a website, because depicting women like that apparently glorifies obesity. Now, there are many reasons why this is a completely ludicrous idea, because whether you like it or not, fat people do exist and fat people need clothes. I can tell you that when I find something that fits me and that flatters me, I feel 10 times better about myself and my body, and I respect myself more for it. Fat people are told to take care of ourselves better. When we do show ourselves the kindness and patience and respect we deserve, we are told that we don't deserve that and that we are glorifying something for someone else. I find it funny that we can understand that pets and animals respond better to positive reinforcement than negative reinforcement by providing them with a desirable stimulus and positive experiences. So how can we so easily dismiss that fact in humans? I hope that if you have been in that situation that I said that I was in, or if you're still in it right now, that you understand that exploring different parts of yourselves, using different styles or mediums, is allowed. You have the power to dismantle those expectations that people set for you, but only you can be the one to do that. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Again, thank you so much for over 100 subscribers. It really does mean a lot to me. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and expect more videos from me soon.